John, all the great teams, and you played in a great team yourself, Leeds, they find a way to win, and the word character springs to mind, particularly in relation to Vincent Kompany, a player who's had a dreadful career injury record, but keeps coming back. And last night, he surpassed, I think, everything he's ever done.
Yeah, I was terrific game. Well, he has been a terrific player for City, as we know, over the years. And as you say, it's the character. You know, most of the people haven't done what he's done in the game, and having the injuries he's had, they wouldn't be playing today.
No.
So it takes a great deal of courage, determination, and the will to do it. And like they have David Silvas. They have a few good pros, Aguero in there. You don't win things without those players, Eamon. Same with Liverpool. You know, you got Van Dijk and Milner and all these lads who really want to do it. And without them, they wouldn't be up there anyway. Eamon, you know, they wouldn't be challenging for the Premiership this year if you didn't have those type of characters in the club.
Yeah, and he's so injury prone. He's actually last night was his third game in a row, which is extremely rare. Guardiola saves him for the really, really big games. I doubt if he's played 20 games this year.
15, I think, Eamon.
There you go. So, but the what's really astonishing about it, and again, it goes back to you and say Billy Bremner at Leeds, the great players. There are times in very important games when it's just not happening. And City were at that point last night, and there was an edginess to what they were doing. Leicester had sort of caved in a way in the second half, but it needed somebody to actually want to win it, and to be prepared to be decisive. And there was a kind of, a conviction about that strike. He hit across the ball. He put some swerve on it. He's 30 yards out. I thought it was actually going over the crossbar, but you need someone with the belief and character to take the responsibility, I suppose, in that moment.
Oh, definitely, Eamon. You know, when he was speaking afterwards, he was having a little bit of a joke about it. Apparently, what he was saying was when he was running up to the younger players, few of the younger players.
I saw that. Yeah.
Was telling them not to shoot.
Yeah. I would have been telling him that. Given his record. His goals.
And he said, "Well, I'm one of the older players now. I'm going to do it anyway." You know, but it takes all sorts of different real characters to do it, Eamon. You know, like you say, like I was very lucky. I played with Norman Hunter, Bremner, and these guys. And there's it's very hard to describe it, but it's like a knot in your stomach, Eamon, that you have to do it. Yeah. You know, you just have to do it. Yeah. No matter what the situation, how difficult it is, anyway. And without those type of characters, company I've mentioned, David Silva and these guys before, Aguero, you don't win things, Eamon.
No,
you know,
in other sports.
Somebody said to me years ago when we were going into big matches, it's very easy to lose, Eamon.
Yes.
You know, anybody can lose.
Yeah.
But to win when you're up against it takes the character and all the satisfaction that goes with that.
Yes.
But it's there's not many of those lads about. There's more lads can say, we've done well so far. And
or someone,
that's it, you know.
I mean, the other thing is, even in very good sides, someone else will do it. I mean, if you look at hurling, say Henry Shefflin for Kilkenny, if you look at rugby, O'Driscoll, or Johnny Sexton, or O'Gara for Ireland, you look at golf, you see Tiger Woods, say, and anybody else on earth.
On earth,
No, but the thing is, they have the mental capacity to change the course of an event, and that's what Kompany did last night. Just to go back to the game overall, I think in the first half I was impressed with Leicester. They're a young side. They didn't seem afraid in any way. They passed the ball, and they put it up to City for 45 minutes. Yeah.
Definitely, I mean, well, I spoke to you during the match. I didn't fancy City after the first half. It's become a little bit of a habit with them. Burnley a couple of weeks ago when we were watching, I said to you, I can't see them beating Burnley. I couldn't see them beating Leicester up to half time last night, Eamon. But obviously, second half was a different story altogether. Obviously, I'd say Pep had a go at them. and they picked it up in a way that you would have expected them to start the game. But they did pick it up, and then unfortunately, for Liverpool and that, Leicester folded Eamon. Really,
they did. Yeah.
They didn't put up a show in the second half. And again, that's the difference between players wanting to do it and saying, well, as I said before, it's easier to lose than it is to win.
Yeah.
So there was a bit disappointed with Leicester in the second half, and with the players that they had, haven't put up such a good show in the first half.
Yeah.
But, City was... Sorry, go on.
They're a young team, John, especially in midfield. They had a couple of youngsters in midfield who are good players, but they didn't really have the know-how, I think. No. And the other thing, you have to credit City. At Burnley, it was the same. They do come out in the second half and they keep doing what they're doing, but they also have the ability to intensify it.
Definitely.
I think what they did intensify in the second half last night, and most games when they need to, is winning the ball back. They pass, but if they lose it, they're on you real quick. And I mean, I'm critical of Guardiola's attitude to defence and his defenders he has actually, but you have to give them enormous credit for the industry and work rate. It's not just skill, it's industry and graft.
Yeah, well, they did. They've done, but what I would be a little bit disappointed. I mean, wait until halftime to do it. I'd say that's what Guardiola be going mad about. Because that's when you're at your freshest. Yeah. And wait until halftime to get out and do it. But they do it, but they make it more difficult for themselves by waiting, or not waiting, but not producing in the first 45 minutes in getting after the ball like they did. Like Burnley was the same. They picked it up straight away in the second half yesterday. They picked it up straight away and did it. But in the end, I mean, it's doing over the 90 minutes is the important thing. But they do graft when they are grafting like they did in the second half. As you say, it takes all the emphasis off the lack of defensive abilities. Eamon. When they do that, when you get Guerrero and the forwards all chasing the ball down, don't get at the defence then. And of course then Company comes up with the spectacular goal. But all sorts of matches are different, and you have to do certain things. But again, as you mentioned early on, you have to have the will to do it, Eamon, and the character to do it. Now,
you're not a big fan of Gundogan. He's a player that Pep brought from Germany, paid a lot of money for him. He's been a fixture in the team now for the last few months. And really, I suppose, while Kevin De Bruyne has been struggling with injury, they missed De Bruyne, and Gundogan is one of a number of quite ordinary players. The left back as well. I'm not sure about Laporte. He'll have to go into the transfer market. Vincent Kompany also, of course, is really at the serious veteran stage now. He's going to have to buy players, I think, John, to maintain the standard that he set in the past 2 seasons.
Yeah, I think he will, Eamon. Don't forget, De Bruyne is out of the team. Fernandinho's out of the team at the moment. Two of the major midfield players. Gundogan is okay, but he's no better than okay. But actually, I wouldn't play him, Eamon. I would have played David Silva in the middle of the field and play Sané on the left wing. Yeah, anyway, that's only my opinion.
Well, you could bring Bernardo Silva's a very good player, John. He can play as a midfield player as well. He started last night up front.
Well, I'd play him in the middle of the field, Eamon, and Sané, and I wouldn't have Gundogan in the team. But anyway, that's only my opinion on it. But I think he will go in the transfer market, Eamon. I don't think there'll be any shortage of money to go in and get a couple of players during the close season.
No, not unless Abu Dhabi run out of money now, and I don't see that happening anytime soon.